What's going on? Boys, we are covering some assorted topics today. We'll start with selflessness versus selfishness. I had to do a couple takes of this. I kept saying selflessness. I don't know what that means. Every action you take, including selfless actions, benefits you in some way, even if that's just making yourself feel good. That's one of the reasons people who play up their selflessness annoy me, because they are selfishly benefiting from their actions, that identity. The more you help people, and the more that help gets attached to your construction, the more other people will help you, look favorably on you, give you opportunities. You're benefiting from it. And when people pretend they aren't, that they're just selfless, that they benefit none from anything they do, that bugs me. That's one of the reasons I try to acknowledge selfish benefits in everything I do. To me, helping people, trying to be selfless, trying to do good things, while acknowledging the ways you're benefiting, is a more honest way of living. You are denying yourself undue positivity from others. You're making them aware of all the things you're getting from the things you do. It's an attempt at being a better person by acknowledging the selfish things you get from doing good things or being a good person. What annoys me about that is if you tell people the ways you're benefiting, they call you manipulative and disregard any good things you do. You get cast as a bad person for trying not to take advantage, for trying not to put on airs, and for trying to alert people to things they might not think about or be thinking about, might not notice. Yet, uncritically analyzed selflessness, with all those unspoken or unthought about benefits, goes on being praised, while still raking in benefits. That's why people who play up their selflessness bug me so much. They are maximizing their benefits in a selfish way by playing up a selfless self-construction. Acknowledging everything you stand to gain or are gaining keeps you honest. Second thing, manipulation versus persuasion. A common criticism people level against me, including people close to me, which is super frustrating, is that I am manipulative. This has been bugging me again. I think I've talked about it before, but the persuasion angle is new. Firstly, if you are doing your own thing and people change their minds according to that, that isn't manipulation. That is, they're changing their minds based on what you're doing. To me, manipulation is lying to lead someone to believe or do something that will hurt them or benefit you, and you know that. On the other hand, I don't think presenting evidence and arguing a case to the point someone changes their mind is manipulation. That's persuasion. Saying I think this because of this evidence is an argument. This one bugs me because I've heard it enough times, and from people I trust or have trusted, it gets to me and it's aggravating. Examples. Before COVID kicked off and the news wasn't reporting on it. All we were seeing, or all I was seeing, were the images from China at the time, which were not good. It looked really bad. I went out and I bought a bunch of canned goods and other supplies just in case something happened. And it led one of my ENTJ friends to do the same, and he was frustrated with me that he was doing this because he said I manipulated him to do it. And I asked him how that was manipulation, and he said because he wouldn't have done this otherwise. He's doing it because I'm doing it, so I'm manipulating him. And that frustrated me because that's fucking retarded. I'm doing what I think I need to do because I think something bad is coming. That is my doing my own thing. Your decision to do whatever you're gonna do is your own thing. But that's apparently manipulation, and that's frustrating. And then the second one, I keep things to observations, and when I present them based on what I've seen in the ways I understand them. And people call me manipulative because I'm making them think something they otherwise wouldn't think. And that one's frustrating because I don't know what to do about that. I'm presenting what I see as I see it. If you change your mind, that's on you. I said earlier, it's not manipulation, it's persuasion. I'm not even particularly trying to change people's minds, just explain what I'm thinking. It's an accusation you can't do anything about, which is why it's frustrating, because I keep hearing it. This one really gets to me. I don't understand how you are supposed to say or do anything without people calling it manipulative. Third topic. I did some more thinking about why my inner construction or brain construction of someone can completely change on the dime. I talked about it in the INTP bipolarity video. The way someone's traits act as stars in a constellation, and then my interpretation of the person, my construction of them, acts as that constellation. But the moment something goes wrong, that constellation shifts into a different, worse constellation. None of the stars change, but the way I piece them together does. I did some more thinking on that. I'm pretty sure it is to protect myself against rejection or aggression. People are much easier to disregard when you have reasons to disregard them. But if you walk around looking at people's negatives all the time, it makes making friends and developing relationships impossible, because all you see at all times are people's negatives. It's like salting fields. But if you don't keep those negatives on hand, if you don't have reasons to disregard someone, disregard their opinion, disregard their actions, it's hard to disregard them. Their actions, their negative words or actions, hurt a lot worse when you can't dismiss a person's entire being. Recent example. One of my old roommates now, guy I thought a lot of. For some reason, his entire vibe toward me shifted in a negative way. Then came some negative interactions between me and some people he loosely got me associated with, people he is closely associated with. So I duck out the moment I can, and then I start changing the way I had constructed him in my head for the negative. like a snap, just like that, flicking a switch. And I'm seeing that I'm doing this, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I doing this? And I'm aware I'm doing it, and I'm not stopping, so there must be some reason I'm doing it. And then I realized, I don't want someone I feel positive about feeling negatively, thinking negatively of me. And people are confusing. People are complicated. You never know really why anyone does anything. So it's much easier and much quicker and much safer just to reinterpret the data points into a negative person so I don't have to worry about it. It's self-defense. I'm not going to stop keeping people's negatives in mind because it is a good self-defense mechanism, but I have been more careful not to flip the switch so quickly and so starkly these days. If this is something you do, be aware of it and don't open your mouth about it. Don't act on it. Which leads into point 5. We'll do point 4, but point 5 first. You aren't obligated to act on your emotions or others. Something I noticed is when people come at me with emotionally charged negativity, I have a hard time not responding in kind. And I always respond inside in kind with the exact same emotionally charged negativity they come at me with. I think that has something to do with FE. It's hard not at least to internalize people's negativity when they come at you with it. But what I'm realizing is you don't need to play someone's game with them. Have you noticed the way or how inarticulate, how stupid you are when you respond to someone's negative emotions with negative emotions? I think that's because you are mirroring what they are attacking you with, and it's not pretty, it's not articulate, it's not calm or reserved. It's just angry, and it isn't good in any way. So just don't. Nothing is making you play that game. If you don't like the way you feel when someone's anger prompts your anger, don't engage. You don't need to. I mean, feel angry if you need to. It's hard not to when people come at you with serious negative emotions. But you aren't forced to act on it. In fact, if you don't engage, you get to hoity-toity look down your nose at them for harshing your vibe. And when doesn't it feel good to get uppity for justified reasons? In essence, not responding to their prompting gives you even more reasons, better reasons, to dismiss them, which ties into the last point. There were other assorted topics, but these ended up being somehow magically a little coherent, so we'll cut it here. That about ribbity wraps this one up. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed making it. I have some time off, and gosh darn it if I aren't going to make some more videos. There were a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, but I'm trying to pick and choose my topics carefully. And remember, every video needs a point. So, if you can't come up with a clear benefit someone will gain from watching your video, it's probably not worth making. Assorted Topics videos are awful for this, but we actually had a point this time. Like if you enjoyed, because it helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit sometimes. And comment your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. What do you think about, or how do you process anything I just talked about? Let me know. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Really, we have a lot of fun, in fact. We have a lot of fun on this channel, so much fun, in fact. You can write it all down on a note card, crumple up the note card because you think you're done with the video, and then realize you don't know which questions to ask, so then you uncrumple it and check so you can ask good questions, or at least try, and then go for a general question anyway. That's how much fun we can have on this, or that's how much fun we have on this channel, and I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.